Hello everybody, I am an AseriousMan, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be having an A-serious conversation or discussion on sort of a philosophical topic for this video. There is a motto that I've had for quite a while now, a way of living my life in what I would consider a very positive way, actually. But my motto is, always expect the worst, and you will never be disappointed. That's been my motto for quite a while. And it's a philosophy that has served me very well over the years. What this means in practice is that I found that if you go into every situation, you wake up every day and you always expect the worst possible thing that can happen, you will be ready for anything. And no matter what happens, no matter how bad anything happens, so long as you're expecting the worst, you will never be disappointed. And more than that, you will never, anything that does happen will actually be positive, because once you've accepted the possibility of the worst possible scenario, the chances that the worst will happen, the chances that the worst will ever happen is very rare. So if you expect the worst, anything that happens that is not the worst possible thing, anything that happens is going to be a positive. And that is why I consider it a very positive philosophy. I find that a lot of people push what would be considered optimistic philosophies, always expect the best in people, always anticipate the best. But what I found is that if you wake up every morning expecting the best possible thing that happens to happen, if you're always expecting the absolute best, then you will be disappointed by everything. Because just like it is very rare for the worst possible thing to happen, it is also just as rare for the best possible thing to happen. So it is better, as a mitigation of expectation, it is better to go into every situation expecting the worst, or at the very least anticipating the problems that you will deal with, and therefore being ready for the worst possible of situations. Now, this philosophy has been, or elements or versions of this philosophy have been expounded by various people. I discovered a book by Bobby Knight, who was a college basketball coach. He wrote a book a number of years ago called The Power of Negative Thinking. And in this book, which I haven't read, but I did watch an interview with him describing it, his philosophy. And basically, as a coach, his philosophy to expect, the worst, basically, to prepare. If you prepare for the worst, and in the context of a sports team, which is what his success, he found, was in anticipating your own problems, the challenges that will be presented, the worst possible scenarios of challenges that are facing you, being realistic, and by accepting those ideas, you actually succeed. You surpass the challenges. by anticipating them and by exploiting the power of negative thinking. And that's something that I found actually that works very well for me. My favorite Mel Brooks movie is 12 Chairs. And in 12 Chairs, there's the song, the theme song basically of the movie, which is hope for the best, expect the worst. Life is a play, we're unrehearsed. Anyways, that's the main line of the song. So yeah, expect the worst, hope for the best, expect the worst, and you'll be all right. So I take this motto, this credo, and I take it in with me into every situation, or I try to. So when I go to the theater to watch a movie, I go in expecting, thinking, or anticipating what the worst possible thing could be. And that way, I'm never disappointed. When I leave the theater, whatever problems I might have with the film, whatever problems I might have, I'm able to see the positive, the things that could have been worse, the things that maybe And so when I leave, even a bad movie, I can come away saying, I kind of liked it. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. And now that brings me to the SpiderMan movies. As a huge fan of the SpiderMan comics, I go into every movie with expectations, hopes, but also in the back of my mind, expecting to see the worst possible scenario. And at least I've done that since the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Where actually, when I went to go see the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I didn't even know the movie was out. I was seeing something else because I wasn't connected. I didn't know what was going on. I saw the poster and I'm like, okay. And I went and see it. But particularly with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, I have problems with all of the different versions of Spider-Man. And particularly with the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. There are so many things. But when I go I've gone into them with the idea that they could be worse. And I've always found something that I could enjoy about them. And particularly with the MCU Spider-Man movies, in every movie I found something which I found an aspect of the character which is respected and honored and maybe brought out that wasn't an area that wasn't explored previously. And there's various things, examples of that I won't go into here. Maybe that'll be another video. But so I go into every one of those movies, every one of those versions, taking away something. And with the MCU Spider-Man films, there have been things particularly that bring out the character, but also things that just appeal to me personally. And in the case of Spider-Man No Way Home, MJ, who's not Mary Jane, but MJ has a philosophy, and her philosophy is always expect disappointment and you won't be disappointed. I'm like, dude, that's my motto, pretty much, slightly altered. So that's one of those things. It's like it makes the enjoyment, it makes it personal, something that and I can connect to a character that otherwise maybe I wouldn't connect with. But that's my motto, and it's been for a long time. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so I'm going to be posting a spoiler review very soon for Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I highly recommend you got to go see it. Just go see it. Go see it 2 or 3 or 4 times. I just watched it a 3rd time today, and it's a great movie. So go see it. Go see it. Come right back here and listen or watch my spoiler video review of Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'll be doing that later, like the next couple days. So, see you then. Ciao. Peace out. Laters. Bye, 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 bye. Okay. I got to work on my sign off, but see you later.